Hi, friends. Rachel Tucker here. And I am really excited to bring you this message that I'm really passionate about, something that I've always coached and trained people on, and the importance of is leadership is about who you become in the journey of going after those things that you want in life. So I just love talking to people about that and then giving them the tools that they need to do that. And so why personal development? Well, again, we always have this saying of your income will never surpass your personal development. So why do we tell people? Why is number 8 guiding principle talk about the importance of reading leadership books and going to seminars and doing programs? So here's where we need to start. Okay. So as you begin to look out on your future, we take personal inventory. And this is actually part of a 12-step program. I think step 3 is do spiritual and moral inventory. So what you need to do is you need to take a look at the past year, the things that have happened. This past year, did you get out of it what you wanted? Did you achieve your goals that you set out to achieve? And then what part of it do you not want to be a part of your life anymore? And that's actually something I ask people on the calls that I do with my team is, hey, is there something in your life that you don't want in your life anymore? And a lot of people can name that right off the bat, but they can't necessarily name what their day would look like if they had financial and time freedom. But they can because they're focused on their problems. This is why personal development is so important. So maybe it's people. Maybe there's some dead weight that you might want to think about unloading. Okay. So there's also another saying that says you are the average of the 5 people you hang out with the most, and your income will be the average of those 5 people. So is there a relationship that's more toxic to you, more debilitating than nourishing? Is it more debilitating than empowering? You might want to look at unloading those people. Some are family. That doesn't mean that you have to write them off. Absolutely not. We're to honor our family, especially our parents. Doesn't necessarily mean you need to hang out with them. The most we can do is pray, right? And this is a hard thing to learn, a hard lesson to learn, is the balance in there. I'm not saying stop hanging out with to write your family off, write your friends off. I'm just saying that you are very mindful of the time you spend with them. Okay. So there are many people who will never move forward in their life because they're afraid of taking true inventory of their life, right? It's so hard to sit down and do spiritual and moral inventory of the things that are ugly in us, right? But it's so freeing as you start to do this, as you start to look in the mirror, as you start to look at your spiritual, emotional, and intellectual development. Like, you realize, okay, this is where I am, but here's where I want to go. How am I going to get there? So we need to look at things like, what books did you read? What books are you going to read? So like if you're looking at last year and you didn't achieve the goals that you wanted to achieve, then do the inventory of what books did I read? What seminars did I attend? How many classes did I take to develop myself? If the answer to that is 0, then these are the things you need to do. What books are you going to read? I hate to read, but I love to learn. I love to learn. So you'll never see me reading a novel. You'll never see me reading 50 Shades of Grey. That's a waste of time. I'm reading leadership, personal development, and this I read every single day because this book is your manual to life. And so when people say, man, I wish there was a manual that told me how to raise my kids, there is. I wish there was a manual that told me how to, be a godly wife. There is. It's all in here. How to invest, how to give, how to raise your kids, how to be a godly wife. Everything you need to know is in here. Okay. So that's a big personal development thing. So think about those things. What books you're going to read, what seminars you're going to attend, what classes you're going to take. So how many classes are you going to take to start developing yourself professionally? How many new things do you want to learn? What does taking personal inventory look like? That's what it looks like. Okay. So what are the things about your past that have influenced you right now? So in taking inventory, you're looking at past experiences, history. You know, we don't live there, but history does provide us some information as to, okay, I need to do things differently, or this worked, this didn't work, that type of thing. So what things are in your past that have influenced you right now? What is something that you feel really strongly about? What are things that you have picked up along the way? You know, like habits, right? So there's things that we pick up along the way that we don't realize that we've picked up, because you know, you've been doing them so long that you think that they are you. So you need to re-examine them and maybe eliminate them. And what do I mean by that? Well, here's one thing, how our brains work. Our brains are really plastic and adapt. So one is, like, I went to cheerleading camp when I was in high school in Southern Ohio, or yes. And the counselors that were there, they were from Kentucky. They had this really strong Kentucky accent. I came back with this accent, not even knowing, right? So how many other things in our life that we do that we don't know that we do, that we need to eliminate from our life? These things that we unconsciously do because we've picked them up somewhere along the way. So what is it that you've picked up? What fears, what beliefs, you know, that you have picked up that no longer serve you, that no longer work in your life? And so as you become a new creation, there's some old behaviors that just won't fit anymore, you know? And so let's look at what this says in your manual about becoming a new creation. So in 2 Corinthians 5:17, it says, let me put my glasses on here. It says that, therefore, if anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. The old is gone, the new has come. Right? The old is gone, the new has come. This takes pruning, though, and this takes work. This takes action. God expects us to do the work. God expects us to get out of our comfort zone, do those things that are uncomfortable for us. So what are these things that are in your life that no longer work, the behaviors that need to go? And what are you going to replace them with? Okay. Another point. What's the events, the circumstances, and the people that have shaped you? Things in your life that have shaped who you are. What are the things that you need to let go of? We do this a lot in our ministry, in our Women at the Well ministry, or at the Well retreats. That's the one thing that we're focused on, is finding that root and ripping it out, because that root stops you from being everything that God created you to be. And we do that. And it's amazing what happens when you finally help somebody break free of dead weight, because then they can soar on wings like eagles, like it says in Isaiah, right? So what are those things in your life that have shaped you, things that you need to let go of? There's some things that have caused you pain, that stunt your growth and development, literally stunt your growth and development, okay? So as you look at your goals, what is it that you need to do to upgrade your knowledge? So to take action on your goals, what have you written them down? You know, if they're just in your head, they're just wishes and dreams. It says where there is no, if it's not written down, it's just a wish or a dream. You know, vision without execution is just a hallucination, really. So you have a vision, you have goals, but if you're not going to do anything, if you're not going to have an action plan, then they're just a wish. That's why you need a coach, right? Everybody needs coaches. I have coaches. Everybody needs a coach. It's the best investment you'll ever make in your life. Okay, so as you begin to look at yourself, the woman in the mirror. I'm starting with the woman in the mirror. Oh, yeah. I will take any chance to sing, okay? Just saying, I do. So here's what you do, is look in the moment in the mirror and call out something that you're good at. What is that? Are you living that passion? Are you living that passion? What do you regard as your greatest personal achievement? Maybe you haven't done it yet. You know, I don't think I have. I mean, I think I'm well on the road, but I'm not arrived, you know, but I am passionate. I know what my purpose is. I know why that I work my business so that I could do ministry, because that fuels me, that fires me up. That's the greatest, like that is the most gratifying work I've ever done in my life, is to help somebody break free of crap and to live into their destiny and just save their life, literally. You know, what is that for you? Like that's a huge part of leadership, is figuring out what your purpose is. Your purpose and your mission are two different things. Your mission is like, okay, I want to make an impact. That's great. But that's not your purpose. You know, purpose is we do our business so that my kids can have extraordinary experiences. You know, we can take them on vacations whenever we want, so that we can live in Florida 6 months out of the year, you know, so that I can go and visit my 2 kids in Africa that we support. I've never met them. I want to meet them. That excites me. That fuels me. That gets me fired up, jacked up sideways. You know, I want to be able to take care of Kurt's mom, you know, go to Disney, whatever, you know, those are your purposes. Do you want to get involved in an organization you're passionate about? Like go to Haiti, go, you know, whatever, you know, that's a purpose that will fuel you and get you up and do things that other people don't do. Right. So think about this. What would you do if you had 1 year to live? What would you do if you had 1 year to live and guarantee success in anything you decided to do? What would that be? You should write that down. What would you do with your life if you had it to live over? I mean, I'm 46, almost dead. Like when I run through the cemetery every day, it's really just a great reminder of this place is not my home and I'm almost dead. And then I need to live today full, you know, best day ever. And your calendar is really evidence of what your priorities are. And that's a big part of being a leader, is one, having boundaries and priorities, because people are always going to want to come in and try to change your schedule. My husband does it to me all the time. I got to check him all the time, and he gets upset and he cries a little bit for a minute. But then I remind him, this is why you love me, because I'm a prioritized woman with boundaries. So you have to have boundaries. So what's your calendar look like? You know, when you have your priorities straight, everything else works out. All right. Let me share with you a little snippet of what my calendar looks like. All right. So it looks like this. I don't know if you could see. Can't see it. I'll read it to you. 5:30, rise champion. Arise champion. I'm commanding the day and I'm speaking life into myself. I am a champion. 5:45, I'm with Jesus. Right? I'm spending time in the Word and with Jesus and praying. 6:30, I am affirmations. I am commanding my day and speaking life into my day. I am blessed. I am blessed. Whatever. I have a whole list of them, and my kids are doing it now too. 7:30, I train my body, so I'm going out and I love to run, and then I do yoga. That's just my jam. That's my fit. That's what I do. That's what I've always done. Well, actually, I've competed in fitness for like 6 years, so I was in the weights 6 days a week, twice a day. Yeah, I was there. I'm an all-inner, so, you know, I don't do anything halfway. 7:30, I'm training my mind. Meditations, your mind's a muscle. Why wouldn't you train it, right? We teach this in our ministry too. 8 a.m., personal development time. So leaders are readers. So at 8 a.m., I am either watching something, watching a personal development like video, like a Les Brown or a Tony Robbins or a Jim Rohn. 8:45, I usually do a social networking Facebook Live, but I actually changed that now to noon because that's when most people can watch. And then I get ready, maybe, sometimes. I don't know. I don't always shower. I mean, it's kind of repellent sometimes, if you know what I'm saying. So, and then I check my email. So then it's when I'm checking my email, responding to email. I have my husband on my schedule at noon, but today he's already tried to create boundaries in my life and saying, hey, how about 3 o'clock? Like, I don't have anything else to do. I told him, hey, no, windows closed at 1 o'clock, baby. So anyways, and then I have on here my working my business time. So I have my calls that I make today. I have them all prepped out. I'm going to prep dinner at 2 o'clock. My kids get home around 4 o'clock. I bond with them. We do homework. And then it depends on what's on the schedule. You know, so this is Thursday schedule. So I'm having dinner with my spiritual parents, Mike and Carolyn Slaughter. And then I get some headspace at night. So that's my schedule. That's my priority. What does your calendar look like? Are you all over the place? Do you know where you're going? You know, do you plan your week out on Sunday? That's a big leadership thing that you should do. What's the first thing you do when you get up in the morning? What are your first thoughts? Are you looking for how many likes you got on your last post? Are you checking your email? If it's the night before a pay close, are you immediately going to your business account and see how much money you made? Be honest. Be honest with yourself. Yeah. That's where your heart is. So I want to remind you that your brain is the most impressionable the first 20 minutes upon awaking. Like your subconscious mind is such a sponge the first 20 minutes of your day. So what are you putting into it? And whatever you put into it will determine. So mine is, praying with Jesus, and I get those I am affirmations in immediately, right? You want to get them in immediately. You're speaking them out loud so your mind and brain are hearing it. It doesn't matter. That's your voice. It's being spoke out loud. That's the power in that. So we have the ability and the power to command our day and our life. You are your own masterpiece, right? It says it in Job 22:28 says, what you decide on will be done, and the light will shine on your ways. And the Lord asked Job, have you commanded your day? Somebody asked you, do you command your days? Start doing that. So to wrap this all up, what books are you reading right now? What book are you going to read next? Who are you hanging out with? Who's your circle? Your income is never going to surpass your personal development. And it takes more than knowledge. Knowledge is not power. Knowledge applied is power. I wish you all great success, but it takes work, y'all. It does. It takes work. Hey, thanks for taking the time to listen and inviting me into your party tonight. Hey, you guys go be great. Peace.